probably gonna be very personal questions.
Yeah.
Deep, like hard-hitting. So you're Brazilian?
Yeah. Can I just start this, then taking this out of the way? Knowing you was one of the best things that happened to me. I truly love you, Lizzie. And I want everybody here to know that.
I feel the same way. I think this connection sort of formed from day one and then got deeper.
I would never forget the day that we were doing this scene in the car. Really didn't know each other well, but and then we were stuck in this car, and we were driving.
Yeah.
There was a crew in another car shooting us, and then they said, make a left.
Yeah.
And then we made a left.
Neither of us know how to drive around Chicago.
And then we ended up in the freeway. And the radio stopped working. And I didn't have a cell phone. And it was like, I was a Brazilian dude driving.
This old car.
This old car with no connection with anyone.
Nope.
Basically, we were like, literally.
We're on our way to Indiana. Yeah, we did contemplate just continuing to drive to Indiana, just never going back.
And I think that after that.
That was it. That was the moment.
That was.
I was like, I called the AD and I was like, I don't know where we are. Can you please tell us how to come back?
Someone has to rescue us.
What is the show about?
For me, the show is about this woman struggling to regain her power in a very tricky situation because the guy who attacked her is not a regular serial killer. He's a dude that travels
through time.
So in order to do that, she has the help of this journalist, this guy that I play, who is a very complicated man and who is also trying to regain his power. One of the things that I think that connects Kirby and Dan is that they are both very vulnerable human beings in a very specific moment of their lives.
And also sort of hiding something about themselves, right? Hiding a truth about themselves that they feel like they can't expose to anybody else. In Kirby's case, it's the trauma that she went through, and it's the fact that her whole world shifts.
For me, in the beginning, Kirby is a means for me to get my big story about it, which is my comeback into journalism. But then there is something about this woman.
When things change for you, do you recognize it?
Sometimes. Other times they're just random.
This is a question that I have for you. You're always so cool in a set. Do you ever get nervous?
I don't know if I get nervous that much anymore. Emotional stuff, I'm fine. That doesn't make me nervous.
Yeah.
That I can do. I know how to do that. But if I've got a scene with a lot of dialogue, I get anxious or tense. Like the scene at the back of the Be Happy bar.
Things change for me just like that, and nobody knows any different.
Not only was it a lot of dialogue, but it was a lot of tricky dialogue, having to figure out how to explain the shifts to you and really wanting the scene to work and really wanting it to work as a director. So that's where I get a little anxious.
Lizzie, I was always like watching you directing and acting at the same time, which is something that you have done before. Especially coming from doing like a very strong scene and things were going on, and then at some point you said, cut, very sweet. How does that work for you?
I've always thought in terms of editing. I've always been really aware of what shots were going to be used for which moments. There are times when I definitely have to remind myself not to be the director and to just be the actor. Either when it's a really important performance moment for my character or when it's an important performance moment for the other character. What I love about directing you is learning how far I could push you and how far you could go, and knowing that you were totally happy to be pushed to go all the way, like practically off of the cliff.
This is him. I don't know how to explain it, but this is him.
No, that would be none of that.
This is him. This is him. This is him.
We're not doing any of that.
What are the kind of stories that you want to tell? How did you come across Shining Girls?
For me, I wanted to do a show that wasn't like something I had seen before. What I loved about this is I've never done anything that was as magical. I've never done anything that had any sort of like time travel element to it, and yet was really grounded.
The mix of genres, I think that's very exciting and kind of unique.
It was never you. It's this house.
I feel like I should ask you a question. You're asking me all kinds of questions.
I'm a journalist.
Tell me about, because I remember, no, but you do love journalism.
I do. I think that journalism is a very, very important thing. And I really, really respect journalists that keep doing their thing, you know, despite of anything else.
You are still here. And no one could forget you.
This show has something that's very interesting and connected to the world nowadays, which is women empowerment.
Yeah.
It's about the woman that survived and struggled to regain her power and also to not allow that to happen to other women.
I think that's what Dan and Kirby connect about, is they want to tell the women who didn't make it, who didn't survive, and they want to tell their stories. And they don't want them to just, you know, be forgotten. You think the world owes you and that you can take whatever you want. But this is mine.
This was a truly great, amazing experience in my life. To be with you, to know you, to become your friend, for me, the greatest thing.
That's how I feel. I agree. And I agree the greatest thing for me in the experience of making the show has been the relationship between you and I that has developed.